Good evening, Lakshman. Good evening, Siddhi. Hello, बच्चों. Welcome to Amazon Academy. Good evening to all of you. Uh, how are you all? I hope you're doing fine. Excited for today's class. So we are going to discuss SHM today, बच्चों. And the topic that we are going to cover today is phasor analysis, right? So that's a very interesting topic, interesting method to solve typical questions of SHM pretty quickly. So that is what is going to be our focus for today. So, Bacho, if we go on to the PPT, this is about myself. I think both of you must be aware of who I am. And my name is Ashish Gupta. I did my BTech from IIT Bombay. I had a good rank and marks and everything is great, Bacho, but घमंड बिल्कुल भी नहीं है, right? So, Bacho, what are the live class best practices? Join classes on time, attend all classes, keep revising, be polite, never spam, and use my doubt section to discuss doubts, right? And system requirements are use either Chrome or Firefox. Android version 6 and above can be used, and the class will run smoothly on 5 Mbps and above speeds. Okay. So, Bacho, you have an idea about micro courses. We are going to cover SHM and Waves. These are the two topics, and the intention is that we have to cover these topics in detail so that before going to 12th, your uh, base becomes quite strong. Great, great, Lakshman. Nice to see that it is helping you. Great. I think today's class will also be pretty exciting. If you keep your energy level up and enthu level up, then you will really enjoy today's class. So, Bacho, this is what we are going to cover in micro courses. And before we discuss the phasor analysis, do you have any doubts in DPP? Any idea, any doubts which you have in the DPP? I think I had given some 6 questions to solve yesterday. Okay, so let us discuss sixth question, Siddhi. I think that was a bit lengthier one. So in the sixth question, I guess the question was that the average speed was given. Average speed was given as 4. And what is this average speed equal to? See, during SHM, if we consider one oscillation, right? So average speed is equal to, thank you, thanks Lakshman. So average speed is equal to total distance, that is equal to total distance upon total time, right? Total distance covered upon total time taken. In that case, bachcho, we can simply say that total distance is equal to 4 times the amplitude, right? And total time is t. I think average speed was given as 2, I guess. Was it 2 or 4? Let me check once. So the average speed is given as 2 and the distance of point P is 4. Okay. So, bacho, we can say over here that t is equal to 2 times. So this is the first equation. Okay. And the second equation will be for this average speed being same at x equal to 4 centimeter. So I can say that v is equal to omega root a square minus x square. So if we can apply this formula over here, now v over here can be taken as bachcho 2, that is equal to omega. Now omega is 2 pi by time period root of a square minus 4 square, right? So bachcho, we can simply say over here that t comes out to be on LHS and t is equal to 2 times a, that is equal to pi root a square minus 16. So if we just square both sides, you will get this equation 4a square is equal to pi square and a square minus 16. So bachcho, a square pi square minus 4 will be equal to 16 pi square. So a will be equal to 4 pi divided by root of pi square minus 4. So the question was to find the time at this point. So if I use this formula of x equal to a sine omega t, then bachcho, I think I'll get the answer because x is basically equal to 4. Amplitude you can replace it over here, and omega is basically bachcho 2 pi by time period. So we know already the time period as 2a. So omega is 2 pi by time period, and that will be equal to pi divided by a. Substitute it over here and you will get the value of time. So this was a bit lengthy question. Is it fine, Siddhi? I hope you can get the answer of time now, right? I think it's a lengthy question. I don't think it's a very easy question, but yeah, it's a bit moderate and the calculation is on the tougher side. But yes, great, great. Yes, I think Lakshman, the course of NEET is into consideration, and there will be some courses surely uh, in the coming months. So keep yourselves updated. But there will be some courses for sure, right? So, Bacho, let us go on to the phasor analysis of SHM now, right? Let's see. So, if this is the motion of SHM, right? So, let us consider this motion, Bacho, where this is the mean position, that is x equal to 0, and these are the extreme positions, okay? These are the extreme positions. So, this is corresponding to x equal to plus a, and this is corresponding to x equal to minus a, right? So, bachcho, what exactly is phasor? So, phasor is nothing but a complex vector. So, we are going to basically draw a circular representation of that phasor, and just for the sake of understanding, we are going to consider it a simple circular motion. So, we are not going to go into the complex mathematical part of it. We are going to assume it to be a simple circle. We are going to assume it to be a simple circle in which it is a simple circle in which what we have to assume is, bachcho, the radius of that circle, the radius of circle, yes, surely, Lakshman, radius of circle is same as amplitude of SHM. Radius of circle is same as amplitude of SHM, right? And there is a particle which is basically rotating, bachcho, okay? So this is rotating with the angular velocity omega, constant omega. So the particle is rotating with constant omega, same as the angular frequency of SHM, right? So basically the angular velocity is same as the angular frequency, and radius of circle is same as the amplitude. Now, so bacha, what we are trying to do is that we are trying to relate an SHM motion with a uniform circular motion. So let us consider the first parameter of motion that we want to discuss, that is x. Okay. So this is the value of x. Now what is the value of x corresponding to circular motion? What we are doing is, bachcho, that we are going to consider the parameters of motion along this y-axis. Okay, so this is the y-axis, and we are going to consider the parameters of motion of this mass along y-axis. So consider this distance, bachcho. If this is same as x, then basically we want to basically relate both of them, and if they both are same, then we can say that whatever is the displacement of mass, the ball along y-axis, it will be same as that of SHM. So let us see whether it is same or not. Assume, bachcho, that this angle is theta, right, at any instant. So what is this distance equal to? This angle is 90 degree. Can I say that, bachcho, this distance is going to be r sine theta? Please check. So can I say that x is equal to r sine theta? Please check. Sine theta, because cos theta will give you base. Cos theta beta will give you base. So perpendicular will be r sine theta. And if you try to think about, yes, Anshuman, I do remember you, Anshuman from MP, Anshuman Pandey, right? Theta is equal to omega t for constant omega. So I can simply say over here x equal to a sine omega t, and this should ring a bell in our heart that okay, we got the same formation of displacement, as it is the same thing which was there in SHM. So I can surely say that, bachcho, for the first part, that displacement of mass performing uniform circular motion along y-axis is same as x of SHM, right? So that is the first thing. That is the first thing that we get. Thank you, Anshuman. Thank you. So let us also talk about velocity now. Velocity of mass along y-axis, right? Velocity of mass along y-axis. Let us find that. Okay, so bachcho, if you consider the motion of this mass, it is actually performing a circular motion. So its v is equal to r omega, right? Its v is equal to r omega. But what we have to do, bachcho, we have to take the y component of this velocity. So if you can relate this angle, so this angle will be theta, right? This angle is theta, so this is 90, this is 90 minus theta, this is 90, so this becomes theta again. So y component will be equal to bachcho v cos theta, and v cos theta is nothing but r omega cos omega t. Please check, right? Because v is equal to r omega, it is performing a uniform circular motion. So r omega cos omega t, this comes out to be same again, right? This was the function of velocity that we found out yesterday. So again the velocity also comes out to be same. And similarly, if we compare the acceleration, bachcho, acceleration of mass in uniform circular motion, the acceleration of mass will be radial, right? Y cos not sine, because beta we have to find the y component. We have to find the y component, and over here if you take the component, if this is v vector, and this is angle theta, so the y component of velocity will be beta v cos theta, right? The y component will be v cos theta, not v sin theta. V sin theta will be towards left, whereas v cos theta will be along y that we want. Okay. And acceleration of mass similarly, बच्चों क्या होगा? What will be that? Omega square r, right? But what is the y component of this acceleration? Let us see y component. So बच्चों, over here acceleration will be towards the center. This is the acceleration, right? And what will be y component of this acceleration? If this is acceleration and this angle we can see it is 90 minus theta. So what is the y component? Y component will be minus a cos 90 minus theta. Tell me, why did the minus sign come? So minus omega square a. Instead of r we can write a, and over here also instead of r we can write a, because this is the amplitude. Why did we use the minus sign over here? Any idea? Because the direction is downward, right? Because the direction is downward. That is why the minus sign came. So this also comes out to be same, bachcho. This also comes out to be equal to minus omega square a sine omega t. Is it okay? So all the three parameters, displacement, velocity and acceleration, all the three parameters of SHM are exactly same as that of a uniform circular motion, but the uniform circular motion has to be taken, the component of all the three parameters have to be taken along y direction only. Got it? Is it fine? And this is what I am writing down in English. So we can say that SHM, which is a non-uniform accelerated motion, or we can say non-uniform acceleration motion, can be converted to a uniform circular motion by assuming parameters of motion of SHM to be same as parameters of motion of UCM along y direction. Along y direction. Please check. Does it make sense? Is it okay? Is it fine? Any doubt in this? Right? So now, bachcho, what we are going to do, we are going to first, make ourselves more comfortable with this phasor analysis, and then we will solve certain type of questions, and through which we will see that how you can solve certain questions of SHM pretty quickly, and where do we save time, we will also relate that. Okay, so let us see. So this is bachcho SHM, and here is the phasor diagram of this SHM, right? So first of all, we have to identify that if these are four quadrants, this is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, third and fourth. Then what are the signs of X, V and A going to be in all the four quadrants? Let us see. So this is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, this is quadrant 3 and this is quadrant 4, right? And over here there is X, V and A. Yes, Lakshman, yes. So in the first quadrant, bachcho, look at what will happen to X, right? So when the mass is at first quadrant, it is rotating anti-clockwise. What is X equal to, positive or negative? Obviously X is positive, right? Positive. What about V? Now, bachcho, over here, the velocity is along tangential, so its component will be along positive y. So V is positive. And what about A? Bachcho, over here, acceleration is towards the center, so its component along y will be in negative direction, so A is negative, right? Similarly, for second quadrant, if the particle is at second quadrant, now consider what is the displacement. Displacement is going to be positive. What about velocity? Now velocity is tangential, so its component is going to be downwards, so velocity is negative. And acceleration is towards the center, bachcho, always. So acceleration component is downward, therefore acceleration is negative. Please check. Is it okay? Now, over here, bachcho, when the particle is in third quadrant, this is the direction of velocity, and in the fourth quadrant, this is the direction of velocity. The acceleration will be towards the center. So what do you think will be the signs in third and fourth quadrant for X, V and A? Can you individually tell me? You can separate the signs by comma, but please tell me by yourself what will be the sign of X, V and A in third and the fourth quadrant. Please try. So bachcho, in the third quadrant, X is obviously negative, right? X is negative. Acceleration is positive in both. Great. For sure. Acceleration is positive in both. Good one, Lakshman. Acceleration is positive in both. What about velocity and displacement? Waiting for you to respond. Okay, Siddhi. Third is minus minus plus. Third minus minus plus. Great. Perfect. Minus minus plus. Perfect. V minus and plus. Perfect. Yes. Perfect. Good job. So I think both of you have understood this part. So let us try to understand now to locate the points on phasor if you are given. Yeah, sorry, Anshuman. Yeah, Anshuman. Yes. Good. So basically, if you are given bachcho x equal to plus a by 2, if you are just given x equal to plus a by 2, then where does the point on phasor lie? Where does the point on phasor lie? Now, if x equal to plus a by 2, concentrate now, bachcho. If x equal to plus a by 2, then you have to move a by 2 distance above. The whole radius is a. This is a by 2, right? So there can be two possibilities. Understand carefully that there can be two possibilities. Either the particle can be located over here or the particle can be located over here. Because in the real situation as well, you can think, bachcho, if we are going at a by 2 distance, then the particle might be going up or the particle might be coming down. Anything can happen, right? So over here, bachcho, how do we identify whether the particle is over here or here? What extra information is needed? Can anybody tell me? What extra information is needed for you to conclude whether the particle is going up or going down? Yeah, I think Lakshman, you are correct by giving the angles. But what I also want is that, if I give you V positive, if I give you V as positive, if I give V as positive, can you tell me, is the particle located at point 1 or point 2 if V is positive? If I give x equal to plus a by 2 V positive, then which of these 2 points will the particle be at? At 1 or 2? 2. Good one, Siddhi, Lakshman. Anshuman, a by 2 is given. It is given. It is given. And this is basically displacement along y-axis, right? That is what I have written over here. Everything is going to be along y direction only. We can say y direction or y-axis. Everything is going to be along that. So this distance is a by 2. And over here v is positive, over here v is negative. So we are definitely talking about point 2 for sure. Right? Now suppose bachcho, if it is given, now suppose you have identified, okay, so we are talking about this point. So suppose bachcho, it is given that, find time taken for particle to go from x equal to a by 2 v positive to extreme position for first time, right? So bachcho, in the phasor diagram we can locate that point now that we are talking about this point, right? And we can say that this distance is a by 2 and this radius is obviously a. So what is this angle equal to? I think Lakshman gave me this angle earlier as well, that if this angle is theta, then sine theta is equal to half, which implies this theta is equal to 30 degree, right? Is it okay? Is it fine? How did we find this angle? I hope this is clear to all, right? I hope this is clear to all. Now bachcho, if this particle is going anti-clockwise, which I have already told that omega you have to consider anti-clockwise, so the particle is actually rotating like this, and for the first time when it will reach its extreme position, how much angle it has traveled, bachcho? How much angle it has covered? What is this angle equal to? Bachcho, what is this angle equal to? What do you think? How much angle it has covered? When it will go to the extreme position for the first time, how much angle will it cover? Can I say that if this angle is 30, it will obviously cover 60 degree angle? And to calculate time, and the answer will come out to be so soon, bachcho. To calculate time, we can say that if in 360 degree, the time taken is capital T. If to cover 360 degree, time taken is capital T, which is the time period. So to cover 60 degree, bachcho, how much is the time taken? T divided by 6, think. How did this come? T by 360 into 60. So that will be equal to T by 6. Please think, right? Please check. It is such an amazing method because now you can apply your favorite unitary method. You can apply your favorite distance equal to speed into time, because time is not relative. There is no dimension to time, right? If you are not going to relativistic speeds, there is no dimension to time. So time has no, it is not a vector, so we don't have to take any coordinate. So for time, we can use this uniform circular motion. Have you understood? We will solve a lot many questions and practice even more. But have you understood the essence? That how is it going to be useful? If you can locate the points on phasor, then you can quickly apply uniform our favorite unitary method to get the answer. Is it clear, bachcho? Did you enjoy the answer T by 6 that came so soon? Can you also give me the answer of bachcho distance traveled? distance traveled, distance covered. What is the distance traveled by the particle to go from this to this? And just be careful, don't be in a hurry. It is a trick question. I've already told you this is a trick question. It's not that easy. It's not that straightforward, although you might commit a mistake and still get the same answer. But what will be the distance, bachcho? How much distance will the particle cover to go from a by 2 to its extreme position? Can I say that, bachcho, the distance covered will be exactly this length, the y coordinate length, okay, y axis length. It won't be the arc length. See, the particle is still performing SHM. The particle is not going to perform UCM. The particle is performing SHM. We are just trying to find the parameters of motion using UCM. That's it. Okay, so the answer over here will surely be a by 2. Distance covered is a by 2. Right? Okay, so repeat the same question, bachcho. Repeat the same question. Repeat same question. For to reach extreme position. So I'll just write it down over there only. To reach extreme position for second time. So the B part of this question is that to reach the extreme position for the second time, how much is the time taken? How much is the time taken? And how much distance is covered? Okay. So I hope you have understood the question. So you have reached the extreme position for the first time over here. So where will the second extreme position will be reached? There are two extreme positions, remember. And how much is the time taken? Total time taken. Total time, right? From t is equal to 0 to total time. And how much is the distance covered? Without any error, try to get the answer to this question. Okay. 3t by 4 and 3a is the distance. I think beta, I think there might be some small error, because 3t by 4 is corresponding to 270 degree, whereas it is not covering 270, it's covering 240 degree. So we can say, bachcho, over here that, if this is going to rotate like this, so the second time it will reach its extreme position over here. So bachcho, for second time I can say that theta traveled over here will be 60 plus 180, right? So the total angle traveled will be 240 degree. So I can say that for 360 degree, if the time taken is t, so I'll just write it down in the next page. So if for second time I can say that for 360 degree the time taken is capital T, then for 240 degree the time taken will be 2t by 3. Please check. And distance will be how much? Distance covered. Distance will be equal to a by 2 and then 2a distance downwards. So a by 2 plus 2a, that will give you 5a by 2. Please check if amplitude is equal to a. We can write capital A over here. Right? So Anshuman, the thing is that to cover 360 degree, there is one time period. You need one time period. So to cover 240 degree, just apply unitary method. T upon 360 into 240. Unitary method. 5 bananas cost rupees 30. So how much is the cost of 10 bananas? Unitary method. Right? Okay. Another question. Let me see how many of you can get the correct answer. Find minimum time taken by particle to go from x equal to root 3a by 2 to x equal to a by root 2. Be very careful about how I have given the question. You have to go from this value to this value. Okay, so just be very careful. Don't be in a hurry. Right? Yes, now you are correct, Lakshman. So find minimum time taken by the particle to go from x equal to root 3 a by 2 to x equal to a by root 2. And you can start from any position as you like. There is no restriction on where the particle should start. It should just start from root 3 a by 2 and it is going to reach a by root 2. So you have to find the minimum time. So x equal to root 3 by 2 is bachcho this distance, right? And the particle can be either at this point or at this point, right? Similarly, I can say that x equal to a by root 2, the particle can be either at this point or at this point because this distance is a by root 2. So in order to reach quickly from root 3 a by 2 to a by root 2, what I could see is that if it just goes from this point to this point, check bachcho, I think this is quite clear that if the particle has the initial position at the blue colored ball position, if this is initial and this is going to be final, then it would take the minimum time possible bachcho. Check it out. Bachcho, Lakshman, the time taken would be very small, very, very small. Think about it. So a by root 2 is this distance. So this angle you can calculate as 45 degree. And the blue colored one, the angle made will be 60 degree. Right? This angle will be 60 degree. So effectively, bachcho, this ball has only to cover 15 degree over here. Right? It only has to cover 15 degree. So the minimum time would be corresponding to 15 degrees. So we can say that 15 divided by 360 into t, that would be corresponding to 50 divided by 24. Please check. Please check. T by 40 would have been better if the angle would be, I think, what, 9? But you have to divide 360 by 15. So that will give you 24. Right? Correct? Any doubt in this? Understood? Nice method, right? So basically, you just have to get the motion on a phasor diagram, and then you just have to play with that, play with the information, and try to get whatever is being asked. Okay, right? So, bacho, let us solve a question. Let us solve this question. Try doing it. I'll give you 2 minutes to do it. Find maximum distance covered by a particle performing SHM during 1/4 of its time period. Assume A as the amplitude of SHM motion. Find maximum distance covered by a particle performing SHM during 1/4 of its time period. Assume A as amplitude of SHM motion. No, I think Anshuman, this is my last class for today. Yeah, so I don't have any class after this. I think the next class would be of maths, I guess. I think maths or chemistry. Just be sure of. You can see the timetable, right? On micro courses, you can go for uh, the class. So Lakshman, the correct answer is not equal to amplitude. So that is something really intriguing that the amplitude is not the answer. It is basically greater than that, right? So answer has to be greater than the amplitude. So just try it once. I have given you a hint that answer would be more than this. And think about the logic that t by 4 is effectively 90 degree. So it has to cover 90 degree with the maximum possible speed. If you are just thinking that we'll go from mean to extreme, then around that extreme position, the speeds would be very low. So we'll try to cover maximum distance around the mean position, and you can start from behind and go forward. That is also an option. So you need not start from the mean position, it's nowhere mentioned. You have to calculate the maximum distance covered by the particle. Right. So Anshuman, don't worry. You are not missing any class, right? So my next class would be on micro courses will be on 9th. So you can continue studying with me. And this portal will keep on having the courses and classes. So don't worry. Right. I can totally understand your emotion, but you're not missing any class, right? So it's a very interesting question. Actually, it's quite interesting, and if we think the SHM will be completed in April for sure. Yes, Lakshman, it will be. Not April. In fact, by March it should be completed by March. I think in April the wave chapter will start, and I think yes, once the continuity of there are 10 classes, right? So there won't be these many breaks after the fourth class. I think by 25th it should be completed around that time, around March end, right? So the thing is, बच्चों, t by 4 is equivalent to 90 degree, right? Because capital T is equivalent to 360 degrees, so t by 4 is equivalent to 90 degree. Now, if we just have a gut feel that I would like to, have the maximum duration around the time period, what I would say is that the particle starts behind mean position and then it goes forward the mean position in such a manner that the same angle bachcho is covered on both sides, so that it is basically taking the best of both worlds, right? The idea is that take the maximum speed from both worlds before the mean position and after the mean position. So if I look at this logic, then my 2 theta is equal to 90 degree, then my theta is equal to 45 degree, and if this is the amplitude, if capital A is the amplitude, this distance comes out to be bachcho a by root 2, because this is nothing but a sine 45. So this comes out to be a by root 2, right? And by symmetry, this also comes out to be a by root 2. So the maximum distance bachcho comes out to be maximum distance is equal to a by root 2 plus a by root 2, that will be equal to root 2a. And again, this is a gut feel, right? So basically what we have tried is that cover the maximum duration or cover the maximum distance around the mean position on both sides. Got it? So if I try to apply some maths over here, right? If I try to apply some maths, so assume that you want to apply maths over here to get the answer and not only logic, then what we can say is that suppose this ball starts from here and it ends over here, right? This angle is suppose theta, and this angle will become 90 minus theta, right? Thanks, Lakshman. So if the radius is same as amplitude, then what is the distance covered on both sides? This distance will be equal to bachcho a sine theta, and this distance will be equal to bachcho a cos theta. So the distance as a function of time, as a function of theta, in fact, x will be equal to a sine theta plus a cos theta, right? So if we have to find the maximum value of x, so maximum value of x to find, we can say to find, or we can say for x to be maxima, yeah, maximum, dx by d theta must be equal to 0. And if you just differentiate this function बच्चों with respect to theta, you will get a cos theta, and cos का differentiation will become minus sign, that will be equal to 0. That means a gets cancelled out. Cos theta equal to sin theta implies tan theta is equal to 1, and then theta will be equal to 45 degree, right? So if theta is equal to 45 degree, you can again substitute the value over here. You can substitute the value over here, and again you will get x equal to a by root 2 plus a by root 2, that is equal to root 2a. Got it, Lakshman and Anshuman and Siddhi? Is it okay? Got the idea? So how the questions are framed, and they would want you to think, and if you have understood, then it's great. So if you have understood, Siddhi, can you tell me and Lakshman and Anshuman that if this is the maximum distance, then what will be the minimum distance? What is the minimum distance in t by 4 time? If you have understood the logic, minimum distance in t by 4 time, what do you think? What is the minimum distance in this time? Maximum is root 2a. What will be the minimum? What do you think? It's a very interesting question. And you can start from anywhere and you can end at anywhere. No, Lakshman, it is less than a. The answer is less than a. The answer is less than a. No, Anshuman, the answer is less than a. It is smaller than a. What is going to be the minimum distance in t by 4 time? Yeah, that is the question, right? That is what I'm asking you guys. If you go by the logic of symmetry, and you are trying to cover the maximum distance around the mean position, because the speeds over here is higher, then for minimum what you need to do? You need to cover the maximum time around the extreme position, right? So for the second case, what we can say actually is that if we consider this phasor, and if we have to cover the maximum time around the extreme position, so if this is the initial starting point and this is the final ending point, then the angle between starting and ending, bachcho, if that is equal to 90, so again by symmetry we can say that this is equal to 45 and this also is equal to 45, and then you have to calculate this distance, and it is being covered 2 times while going up and while coming down. Please check, please think, because it has to remain the maximum time around the extreme position. At the extreme position, its speed is 0. So to cover the minimum distance, it should try to remain near the extreme position for the maximum amount of time. So, bachcho, this red color line will be of distance how much? This will be of a minus a by root 2. So this is something for you to think about, and the answer to this question will be 2 times a minus a by root 2, one while going up and the other while coming down. So the answer is equal to 2a minus root 2a. This is the answer for part 2, or we can write in this manner, 2 minus root 2 into a, right? 2 minus root 2 into a. This is the minimum. Okay, so think about it. Once you get the eureka moment, you will enjoy. You will enjoy like anything. Okay, it's an amazing question. Again, I had written in the class description as well that we are going to discuss certain cool problems as well. So in physics, the cool problems are when the solution is very small and basically the logic is important. Okay. So this is another question. Now this is the question of the day and the final question that we are going to discuss for today, bachcho. Please try. So there are two particles starting at these 2 points and both with positive velocities, and you have to find the first time when they cross each other. And when will be the magnitude of velocities of A and B be same? So this is the position of bachcho x equal to a by 2, and for minus root 3 a by 2, this is x equal to minus root 3 a by 2. And if we have to consider the angles, this angle is 60 degree and this angle would be 30, right? Just like we had discussed earlier. So this is a by 2 and this is equal to a, so you can get this angle as 30, right? And this side length is root 3 a by 2 and this side is a. Okay, so bachcho, now the question arises, find the first time when they cross each other. Now what is the meaning of crossing each other? The meaning of crossing each other is that bachcho, both of them must have the same position along the y-axis. So basically I can say that if this is the phasor, I can say that bachcho, if this is the phasor and if they are crossing each other, then their y positions have to be same. And if y positions are same, then the one particle has to be over here, the other particle has to be over here, because the angle between them cannot change. They have the same omega, right? Same amplitude. So the angle between them, bachcho, cannot change. That means the angle between them remains 90 degree. Okay. So bachcho, if we consider these 2 points, obviously if this is A and this is B, then over here A is at this point, B is at this point. So if you connect A and B with the center, the total angle has to be equal to 90. By symmetry, both of them are theta. So again 2 theta is equal to 90. Theta comes out to be equal to 45, bachcho. Check. Please check. Do you understand this? This is the first part, right? And if the theta, final of particle B is 45, so how much angle has B covered? Angle covered by A or B, both have to be same, by A or B, any of them will be equal to how much? So B has covered, bachcho, 60 degree over here. Why not 60 and 30? Beta, this is given as A by 2, right? A is at A by 2 and B is at root 3 A by 2. So if you apply a simple sine function, sine theta, then obviously sine theta will come out to be half. So this angle will come out to be 30, right? So what is the angle covered by B? The angle covered by B is equal to 60 plus 45, that is equal to 105 degree. So how much is the time? Time can be written as 105 divided by 360 into capital T, that is equal to 7T divided by 24. This is the answer of the first part. Think. It's a wonderful question. It's not easy at all, but we are trying to discuss little tricky questions in a simple manner, and obviously the phasor analysis helps us to do that. If you go by these standard SHM equations, it will take a hell lot of time and it will be very tricky to understand. You won't generate that feel, but over here you will generate that feel as well. Okay. Is it okay? So, Anshuman, the thing is that see, do you understand that both the particles must have the same y coordinate? Is it okay? Both the particles must have the same y coordinate. Is it fine? Have you understood this part? That both the particles must be on the same y axis, must be on the same straight line. Okay, good. So, bachcho, if this theta comes out to be 45, then this angle is also equal to 45. So, see, B has to cover first 60 degree. It will rotate and it will cover 60 degree, and then it has to cover another 45 degree, right? So the total angle covered by B is equal to 60 plus 45. So 105 angle has to be covered. So in 360 degree, the time taken is capital T. So 105 degree, what will be the time? 105 divided by 360 into T, unitary method that we have used earlier as well. Okay, fine, right? And what at what time after t equal to 0 will the magnitudes of velocity will be same? So in this case, bachcho, I can say that if A and B, A will also move the same angle, Anshuman. A will also move 105. You can check it out. See, A was initially at 30, right? A was initially at 30, and now it is at bachcho 135. So 135 minus 30 will still give you 105. You can check for A as well. If A and B are symmetric about, yes beta, Anshuman, yeah, Lakshman, you are correct, but see, it is given positive velocity, right? For x equal to root 3 a by 2, it is given positive velocity, so there is only one possibility of B, right, Lakshman? You have to consider this point because V is positive only over here, V is negative over here, and V is positive over here. Fine. Don't worry, Lakshman. Uh, you can go through it later. Don't worry. You have the complete recordings. If you have missed some part, you can go through it later as well. Don't worry. You can understand this part right now, what I am discussing. So the second part, at what time the magnitudes of velocity of A and B will be same. So the thing is that see, if both the particles are symmetrically located, if this angle is theta, this angle is theta, then this angle and this angle will also be same. We had discussed this earlier. So the components will be same, right? Components will be same, and therefore for the second part we will say that it's a simple case. 2 theta is again 90, which implies theta is 45. So B has to cover how much angle, bachcho? It is already at 60. So B has to cover, B is covering 15 degree for speeds to be same. So time will be equal to how much? 15 divided by 360 in degree into t. So that will give you t by 24. Please check. Please check. Because you see, B earlier B was at 60, right? B was at 60. Now it is at 45. Now is it at 45. So the angle covered by B is simply equal to 15. Don't worry, Anshuman. There is, you will always get chance to, catch up. There are recorded lectures available. Recorded lectures are available for every class on the app as well as on YouTube, I guess. So you can go through that. Okay. Don't worry. Right. Okay. So I will just write it down as well. I'll write it down in a couple of points. What I've discussed in this question, I'll write it down in a couple of points. If two particles performing SHM are symmetrically located with respect to y-axis, they have same location and same speed, right? Not velocity. And the second point, velocity same. If they have same velocity, then automatically same speed is also there, right? So these are the 2 points that you can remember. Right. So this was a fantastic question to cover and complete the phasor analysis of SHM. So, Bacho, I really hope that you must have got some more idea of phasor analysis. If you are studying for the first time, then definitely you must have gathered some new information, some new knowledge. So, what I would recommend is that go through the lecture and go through the class notes, try to solve all the question once again, and then solve the DPP. Okay, so all the questions in the DPP that I have given it for phasor analysis, try to solve it using phasor only, and try to avoid using simple standard SHM equations, and try to do them by yourself without referring the solution. And I really hope that in the next class when we meet, we will be able to have some better knowledge about SHM, right? So, Bacho, the next class that should be on 9th of March. Do also go through the dashboard regularly to have more updates about any new classes or any new happenings going on Amazon Academy. And we will discuss SHM part 4 on 9th March at 5 p.m. in Hindi and 8 p.m. in English. Okay. So, Bacha, anything else? Any other things you want to share? You can. We have a couple of minutes and then I'll be signing off. Anything you want to share? Yes, surely, Lakshman. I can totally understand, and I have forwarded your concern to the department as well, and you will be having some happy news very soon, right? There will be certainly some new courses which will be launched for NEET, and they should be very soon. Okay, right? Okay, Lakshman. Okay, Anshuman. Okay, Siddhi. Take care, guys. All the very best to all of you. Keep studying hard. Keep revising. Keep practicing. Practice makes a man perfect. Uh, do maintain that tempo. And whenever you feel a little bit low, or you feel like not doing anything, go have a run. Do some physical exercise, physical activity, and you will surely feel better, right? So, bacho, that's all for today, and we will meet on 9th of March now. Take care, bacho. Thanks, double A. Thank you. Bye bye to all of you, bacho. Signing off. All the very best to all of you. Good night and sleep well. God bless you all. Bye. Thank you, Lakshman. Thank you, Anshuman. Bye.
For detailed videos, daily practice problems, and live chat, visit academy.amazon.in or download the app.